You know what they say, the third time's the charm, right? Well, that idiom might be true for a lot of things, but actor Clint Eastwood says he has very little interest in walking down the aisle for the third time with his longtime girlfriend Christina Sandera. While the actor says he deeply loves Sandera, he claims not to feel compelled to tie the knot. Granted, we've received this intel from an anonymous source, so take what you will from this report. But considering the fact Eastwood just celebrated his 91st birthday, it makes sense he wouldn't want to get hitched again at this point in his life. He may not be planning on popping the big question to the 56-year-old blonde bombshell anytime soon, but that doesn't detract from how much he cares for her. Christina and Clint have been romantically involved since 2014, when they met at Eastwood's Mission Ranch Hotel, where Christina was working as a hostess at the time. After they first linked up, apparently things progressed between them pretty rapidly. Within months of meeting each other, Christina had moved in with Clint in his house in Carmel, California. And the word is Clint's children have all had the pleasure of meeting her and seem to approve. Even though Clint and Christina have tried their best to keep the details of their relationship reasonably private, they made their public debut as a couple when they attended the Oscars together in 2015. They then attended an event together for Eastwood's Ranch Foundation in November of that same year. Clint is well known for having fairly decent family ties. He stays in touch with all 8 of his kids as well as all of their families. So the fact that Christina gets along with them all is a major bonus. Family's something important to Eastwood, especially at this period in his life. If Christina didn't mesh well with the rest of his brood, it would be a lot less likely Clint would keep her around. Clint's previous marriages taught him painful lessons. It makes sense Clint wouldn't want to remarry. For one thing, his previous 2 marriages went downhill in a fiery blaze, so maybe he doesn't want to jinx it. And there's the fact that his exes also made off with a substantial chunk of his assets when they parted ways. When you've been burned like that twice, you probably start to rethink your approach. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you give it a like, and subscribe to Fact First if you haven't already. And stick around to learn all about Eastwood's numerous extramarital affairs. Eastwood cheated on his first wife before they exchanged vows. Clint's first wife was named Maggie Johnson. Before he and Johnson tied the knot, he was already in an affair with another woman. While Eastwood and Johnson were engaged, Clint engaged in a passionate relationship with an unnamed person who happened to get pregnant with his child. She ended up putting that baby up for adoption without even telling Eastwood. Years later, when Laurie Murray went on a search to find out who her biological parents were, she was shocked when she discovered she was the daughter of one of the biggest stars in Hollywood. From 1959 to 73, Eastwood had another long affair with an actress and stuntwoman named Roxanne Tunis, while he was still married to his first wife, Maggie Johnson. The two met on the set of the classic Western series Rawhide. That affair also produced a child who was kept secret from Clint. When Roxanne gave birth to their daughter in June of 1964, Eastwood was completely unaware. Tunis told The Independent she kept her child a secret from Clint because he was still married to Johnson at the time, and she didn't want to complicate things more than they already were. That daughter's name is Kimber, and in the past, she's had a pretty rocky relationship with her father. It's worth noting she's made some conflicting statements about her dad at different times. At one point, she told reporters her father has always been there for her, while she expressed frustration that she couldn't make an appointment to see him because he always seemed to have more pressing commitments. Clint Eastwood's countless affairs. Even though Clint and Maggie Johnson were married for years and had 2 children together, that didn't stop him from cheating on her numerous times throughout their time together. Eastwood met actress Sandra Locke while on the set of The Outlaw Josie Wales in 1976. Locke described their meeting as being that stereotypical love at first sight moment. They immediately started dating, despite the fact that both she and Eastwood were already married. But Locke's situation was admittedly different. She was married to a man named Gordon Anderson, who happened to be her lifelong best friend. Their relationship wasn't romantic or sexual because Anderson was gay, and their marriage was essentially just a cover. Locke and Eastwood, in time, moved in with each other, and Clint broke things off with Johnson. He spent the last 5 years of their marriage before finalizing the divorce living with Locke. When it was all said and done, Eastwood had to fork out $25 million to Johnson. While this drama was going on, Eastwood was also having an affair with a flight attendant named Jocelyn Reeves. From that union came 2 more children. At this point, Eastwood and Locke parted ways. Eastwood then started dating actress Frances Fisher, and they had a daughter together they named Francesca. Eastwood and Fisher ended up living together for 6 years, but the whole time they were cohabitating, Clint was cheating on her with Dina Ruiz, whom he eventually ended up marrying. Clint's second marriage to Dina Ruiz. Ruiz is a California reporter and news anchor who worked in various capacities in the entertainment industry. She's done everything from creating her own news magazine and reality show to giving acting a shot as well. Dina and Clint met when she was assigned to interview him in 1993 to promote his film Unforgiven. Not long after, the two were spotted holding hands at the film's screening. Clint has always been known to keep his private affairs out of the public discourse, but Dina has been a bit more forthcoming with the details of their life together. She even created a short-lived reality TV show called Mrs. Eastwood and Company in 2012, which gave viewers an unprecedented look into the couple's lives. In 2007, Clint and Dina sat down for an interview with Carmel magazine and spilled the beans about their feelings for each other and their relationship dynamics. She referred to Eastwood as, quote, the least pretentious person she's ever met. She also praised him for being conscientious about nature. Eastwood and Ruiz's daughter Morgan. Clint and Dina welcomed a daughter Morgan into the world in December '96. She's Eastwood's youngest and the only child he and Dina had together. Morgan grew up in the seaside city of Carmel by the Sea, California, where her mother and father lived for the majority of their 17-year-long marriage. There, the Eastwoods owned and operated a golf course and led a pretty normal life together, walking Morgan to school every morning. Morgan was just a teen when her parents separated in 2013, but she's remained especially close to her father since then, and she's even shown some interest in following in his footsteps by becoming an actress. She landed her first bit part in $1 Million Baby. She later appeared in the 2008 film Changeling, which was directed by her father and starred Angelina Jolie. Most recently, she got a credit in the 2019 short film I See You. According to her Instagram, Morgan's also interested in fashion design and modeling, which makes sense because she certainly has the looks to chase those dreams on a professional level. Clint and Dina's divorce. The tabloids had a field day when Clint and Dina split in 2013. It's speculated the reality show Mrs. Eastwood and Company was a significant source of derision between the couple and ended up being the straw that broke the camel's back. Clint despised the show. It went against all his values, especially since he's a remarkably private person. After splitting, Dina checked herself into a rehab center in Arizona, where she recovered from the emotional toll that their failed relationship took on her mental health. But even though their marriage ended under difficult circumstances, Dina showed her true colors by choosing not to contribute to any drama and defending Clint publicly from all the negative press he was receiving following the breakup. Now it's time to hear from you. Let us know in the comments section what your favorite Clint Eastwood movie is, between Dirty Harry and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Or maybe it's a different one. And be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Facts Verse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.